Each time I talk to you and Jeremiah about seeing you guys, and I bring up the fact that it's been like 7 years and how long it's been, Jeremiah argues with me too.
I wasn't arguing with you.
Well, you said that I was starting an argument because I asked you how long it's been, but since
That's
you've
not
seen
why.
your... Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, what's going on?
You were bringing up stuff that didn't happen, and
Oh, what did I bring up that didn't happen?
me being on a phone call.
Oh, okay. After your graduation, how long was I able to spend time with you?
It wasn't very long, but there was a reason for that, and you
Oh,
were
what's
kind
the
of making
reason?
it like it was my fault.
Oh,
I
what
don't
was the
want to bring
reason?
up the reason because that's going to start an argument.
I'm sorry?
If I don't want to bring up the reason because that's going to start an argument as well, because you're going to try to pretend like it didn't happen.
It's been 7 years, and I don't understand why I'm not able to see you in all this time.
7 years.
I'm sorry?
It hasn't been 7 years.
Well, since I properly saw you, the graduation, like you said, it wasn't very long. And then when I came by and I didn't even know you were at Denise's house with Michaela, that was like 5 minutes.
There's a reason that you only talked to me for a certain amount of minutes at the graduation.
I'm sorry?
There was a reason that you only talked to me for a certain amount of minutes at the graduation.
Well, but we could see each other. That doesn't have to be the last time several years ago. We were really close, for it to be 7 years that I haven't seen you properly. Because I mean, we was only minutes, not even an hour, and you're my child, and only minutes, and we were close.
There was a reason for that, like I said.
Oh, what was the reason?
Because you were recording and bringing up Jason, and there was a lot of stuff that happened at that graduation, and I was trying to be, graduate.
Okay, so it's been a long time since I really didn't bring up. I don't recall bringing up Jason, but if you said I did,
I recall.
oh, okay. Yeah, I know you guys really get upset when I bring him up.
And then you put the phone in my face. It was like, oh, I haven't seen you in this long, and then you started bringing up Miss Smith and all types of stuff. So I walked away. That's what happened. I don't know why you're trying to make it seem like other stuff happened and I took phone calls. No, didn't take a phone call.
Okay, you didn't take a phone call.
I know I didn't take a phone call.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't know why people keep on. So many people start arguments.
You're trying to bring up stuff that I did, but when I tell you something that you did,
I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement. I don't understand.
You're not in agreement with me.
I just said I was. Each time I talk to someone.
You didn't bring up Jason. That's what you said.
I'm sorry?
Bringing up Jason. You said I didn't bring up Jason at the graduation.
I know that you guys. I know. That's why I try not to talk about it, because you guys get furious and hang up in my face whenever I talk about what I'm going through.
It's because I'm in the process of graduating. Something that I'm not going to do ever again in my time.
That was several years ago. I asked you when I could see you again, because it's been like 7 years.
Last time I saw you, and you said, well, we only saw each other for 2 minutes.
Yeah, how long did you think it was?
Well, I know how long it was, but I said there was a reason for that. And you were trying to say that, oh, what was the reason? What was the reason? You wanted to know the reason, and now you're trying to not know the reason. You
told me the reason, and I accepted it.
No, it doesn't seem like you did.
I just get gaslit in all my environments with everyone I speak with. I already can't communicate anything that I experience with you guys without you hanging up. And then when I asked you and Jeremiah and Gwen about seeing you guys, you all start arguments.
How am I gaslighting you?
Well, so by your behavior, you don't want to see me, because that's all I asked. If it's been 7 years since I properly saw you, which I thought it was ever since I've been targeted, and you guys say you don't believe it.
How was I gaslighting you?
Don't worry about it. So I asked you how long it's been, and you were upset.
You want to know how you're doing it. Kind of like when I said there was a reason that we only talked for a certain amount of time. You wanted to know what the reason was. I kind of want to know how I was gaslighting you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just wanted to see you. That's it.
Well, how was I gaslighting you?
Don't worry about it. I don't know what you're talking about.
You said that I was gaslighting.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's not argue, because there's so many environments that want to argue. Gwen did the same thing, and Jeremiah does it. So if I don't want to argue if we cannot argue. I don't know why so many people treat me like this.
It's a big accusation, so I just kind of want to know how it's gaslighting.
I keep telling you repeatedly, don't worry about that. Let's just
Well,
get into building up positive things and working on seeing each other since it's been 7 years.
So you can bring up Jason all the time, and when we say we don't want
You
him
don't,
brought up,
I haven't brought him up because I know you guys hang up in my face and don't want to talk about him.
You were the first person that said Jason. Every time we are on the phone, you say, well, I know you guys don't want me to talk about this, but, and then you still talk about it. So if you can bring up stuff that we don't want to talk about, why can I not bring up something that you brought up?
Okay, if you would like to argue, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I just want to know how I was a gaslighter.
I don't know what you're talking about. I keep telling you that.
I was talking about, and you said it.
I don't. That's why I wanted to go on, because I don't know what you're talking about. But you want to argue?
You said it.
Don't worry about it then, because I may have made a mistake because I don't even remember. I'm going through a lot of stress.
That's crazy. Okay.
Okay.
I was gaslighting you, but you don't know how. That doesn't really make very much sense.
Okay. But I'm really vulnerable right now. I'm going through a lot. And I can't tell anyone, period, about it on the planet.
So that means you call me a gaslighter? That's what that means?
I thought that we could squash that. We have to continue to talk about it. I thought I communicated that I get gaslit by an army full of people. But I'm trying not to argue because so many people start arguments with me, especially when I say anything about my life.
You started the argument.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I don't understand. You keep trying to put it all on me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That, like, I was 16 and had an option on why we didn't see each other.
No, I'm asking. I just asked you today because it's been 7 years almost. That's all that I was trying to establish. And each time I try to see you guys, Jeremiah does it and Gwen. So whenever I try to see you guys and get a family support system, people start arguments with me.
What does Jeremiah and Gwen have to do with me?
I'm just letting you know, as your mother, in my experience, and not having a support system.
You're Jeremiah's mother too, and you're Gwen's sister.
Yeah, so I'm just letting you know what I'm experiencing, that I don't have a support system to kids that I supported.
So you want me to call people that are older than me and tell them what to do on the phone with you? Is that what you want me to do?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to communicate that it's been 7 years.
I feel like what Jeremiah and Gwen are doing has something to do with me.
No, I'm just communicating that as families. Typically, families, you can communicate with a family member on what you're experiencing without them hanging up in your face and starting arguments.
Whoa.
So I'm just letting you know that I don't have a support system as my child.
The thing is what you said is Gwen and them were gaslighting you?
I don't want to talk about that because I don't know what you're talking about. The only thing that I was trying to communicate is that your parent, I don't have a support system.
I'm trying to communicate that Gwen and Jeremiah were gaslighting you.
I'm just trying to communicate I don't have a support system, and there's no one on the planet that I can talk to about what I'm experiencing.
So what you just said, I understand what you're trying to communicate. So what you just said was that Gwen and Jeremiah were trying to gaslight you. But
what I was communicating there is when...
Please let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
You also said that I was trying to gaslight you, which I know for a fact that I wasn't trying to gaslight you. So why would I believe that Gwen and Jeremiah were gaslighting you when you told me that I was trying to gaslight you? I know for a fact that wasn't true. That's the problem that arises when you talk to me, Jeremiah, and Gwen, is that you make accusations to our faces that we did, that we know we didn't do, and then you try to make accusations that other people did the same thing. So it's kind of hard to believe that these other people did it, and it's somehow true, but it wasn't true when you said we did it. Like, why would we believe that you would tell the truth about somebody else, but would lie to us in our face about ourselves? Like, that just doesn't make very much sense.
Oh, okay, so whenever I talk to you about my experience, you don't blame me for it?
I didn't say I don't blame you. That's not what I said at all.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to communicate, that when I talk to you guys about what I'm experiencing, I don't have a support system because you hang up in my face and cover for it. So I can't tell you what I'm going through. No one on the planet. So typically when a mom and family members, they don't start arguments and punish you when you're reaching out and telling them what you experience. That's not normal behavior. But that's what I experienced, and I know that you don't like me talking about it, so I won't. I don't want to be argue on this call. The only thing that I was just trying to communicate that it's been 7 years, and I wanted to see you guys. And each time I do tell you guys that I want to see you, everyone starts arguments.
Because you brought up something that didn't happen, and I was kind of confused about how it didn't happen. Because
What didn't happen? What didn't happen?
The fact that I was supposedly on the phone at
Okay,
graduation.
that's infuriating you that I thought you took a call.
And then you called me a gaslighter, and I tried to ask you how I was a gaslighter, and you said don't worry about it. But then you also called my brother and my aunt a gaslighter, and said that they do the same thing.
Well, I'm just trying to communicate. I don't want to argue like I told Gwen and Jeremiah. So many people deliberately argue with me, and that's the only thing that I'm trying to communicate. Can we please not argue? Can we please not argue? Because so many people do it deliberately. Do we have to argue? We have to.
Make an accusation and call someone a gaslighter, or call someone this, or call someone that, or tell them that the reason something didn't happen is because of them, or because of something they did.
I'm sorry. I don't recall doing that, but I'm sorry. Only thing that I was trying to communicate, can we not argue? The only thing that I was trying to communicate is that it was 7 years since I saw you.
If you said you don't recall something happening, so I'm trying to tell you when it happened.
Okay, I'm in agreement. Okay, it happened.
No, you're not in agreement. That's
What do you want me to say?
I want you to quit bringing up stuff and then pretending like it didn't happen.
Okay, so we can't talk about me not seeing you for 7 years? You want to talk about gaslighting and all of that?
We can't talk about how I'm a gaslighter?
Okay. Only thing that I was trying to communicate, I'm sorry, there was a misunderstanding. Only thing that I was trying to communicate is that whenever I tell Jeremiah or Gwen anything about my experience as well as yourself, there's arguments and people hang up in my face.
I already told you why, and you wanted to interrupt me while I was telling you why. I was trying to help you with these conversations that you keep saying get interrupted.
So when the car sped up like it was going to hit you, and that was taking out, you were just taking out the trash briefly. Tell me about that.
What does that have to do with what
I'm just curious because how would they know to hit you with a car and you were only outside a few minutes?
Are you talking about something that happened when I was 6?
Yes, because like I said on my video, I don't care if you're 92. If someone waited for you to take out the trash and then hit you with a car, that's serious.
Trash and hit me with a car.
Oh, you didn't get hit with the car?
I didn't say I didn't get hit with the car. That is
I don't know why you start an argument about something as serious as someone hitting you with a car.
I didn't say no one hit me with a car and I didn't start arguing.
I'm just saying that I wanted to talk about that because that's serious. Because if someone waited for you to take out the trash, because you was only taking out the trash briefly, and then
I was talking about it. Do you want to know what happened? Probably.
Okay. Okay.
You weren't there. I was there.
Okay.
Do you want to know what probably happened? An 8-year-old was crossing the street by itself and probably wasn't paying that much attention, and walked in front of a car that probably also wasn't paying that much attention and got tapped.
Oh, and I said it was deliberate. It looked like someone deliberately waited till you took out the trash and hit you with a car.
Was Anaya there?
I don't know why you start an argument about something serious. My roommate did it too, my friend.
No. Answer my question. Was Anaya there?
She was. She went out with you to take out the trash.
No, she did not. No,
okay.
She did not.
Okay. Well, she went outside, so I wasn't there. So she was outside.
No, she was not.
Okay.
I walked inside and was holding my knees, and she said, "Cousin, what happened?" And I showed her my knees, and she said, "I'm gonna go tell my auntie." And I said, "No," because she's gonna get pretty mad and wonder what happened, and is gonna go want to find who did it. Because I knew you cared about me, so I didn't want you to find out. And Anaya went and told. Anaya never went outside.
Well, maybe you didn't see it because you were taking out the trash. She did go outside.
No, Anaya never went outside.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue. Okay.
I know Anaya didn't see it because she didn't know what happened.
Okay. Well, she told me what happened.
Because I told her what happened.
Okay. Well, I assume
you're trying to bring up stuff and tell me what happened to myself.
No, sir. I don't want to argue because I'm under a lot of stress. All I wanted to know was communicate that Anaya told me that you had got hit with a car, and I thought she had witnessed it. But if you said she didn't, and you don't feel that was serious for someone to wait for you to take out the trash, okay.
I just said that Anaya didn't witness it. I'm the only one that actually knows what happened, and you're saying it deliberately happened.
And you weren't 8. You were 15. You were like 14 or 15.
I was not 15.
How old you thought you were 8? Gwen didn't have that apartment when you were 8.
Okay, so we moved to Itasca when I was turning 14. That was my freshman year. And we went to Gwen's house before Jeremiah even graduated. And when Jeremiah graduated, I was 11. And I think, so I might have been 9 or 10, actually. 9 or 10.
Okay.
We went to Gwen's house before Jeremiah even graduated. And I remember specifically because Lake thought we were moving, and he was going to end up moving if we moved, and he was getting ready to go to Longview.
I remember that too. Everybody was mad that we were about to move.
They were.
Yes.
I remember things. I don't know why you keep
I remember it too. I remember having to put a sign on the door. I remember having to put a sign on the door because kids kept coming left and right trying to get in. You remember that?
Yeah, my friends kept coming.
Everybody's friends. If my people came over there unannounced for me too, but they loved me too. They loved all of us.
But what does that have to do with me getting hit by a car?
Oh, I'm just saying that you said about Lake. Well, you said Lake was about to move, and I said everybody was mad we were about to move, not only Lake.
Well, that's why I remember it.
Yeah, but I remember everybody upset, and I remember I had to put a sign on the door giving hours for people to come because it was just so many people always coming over there.
It's weird how much you remember about stuff, but you thought that I was 15 when that happened.
You think that's serious? You think that's serious to deflect on someone hitting you with a car taking out the trash and to start an argument because I got the wrong age?
A 15-year-old getting hit by a car on purpose than a 10-year-old running out in front of the car.
Okay, you ran out in front of the car. Okay, I got something different feedback, but okay, you ran out in front of the car.
You're saying the person purposely hit.
That's what Anaya told me.
Was Anaya there? Is what
if you're saying that she wasn't there, she wasn't there. But a lot of people get upset when I talk about that and a lot of other things. We can change the topic because I don't want to argue.
I'm not upset about you bringing it up. I'm upset about you telling the story wrong. See,
okay. Well, all these years, my friend is doing the same thing. She's upset because the car sped up like it was going to hit her. And she's starting arguments with me. So, like I said, I'm under a lot of stress. So if you could just be a little compassionate, because someone did it to my friend, and they did it to me all the time. But I forget. I know you don't like talking about it. Never mind. We don't have to talk about it.
No, we're going to talk about it.
I don't want to because you start arguments. All of you guys get mad, hang up in my face, and start arguments when I tell you what I'm going through.
I'm not starting an argument. I'm telling you what actually happened.
Okay.
Because if you're going to tell me something that happened to me, I want you to know exactly what happened.
Okay.
So you don't bring up the story again wrong.
Okay, sure.
Since you keep saying that you don't know if you remember that part, I want to tell you that part.
Okay.
Because when you tell other people that I was deliberately hit by a car,
that's what That's what Anaya told me. That's why I called the police, and the police department was covering for it. Okay, I'm just telling you it's just a lack of communication. Anaya told me that the car deliberately hit you. That's where I got it from. And then when I told the police about it, the police department covered for it. When I told the police, and then I tried to get his badge number and information. I called the police because she said someone deliberately hit you. And when I called the police, he covered for it.
I guess. It's kind of hard to believe that happened when you said Anaya was outside, and I know Anaya wasn't outside. Because I walked in the house.
Did you? So you don't remember the police department being there?
The police? No, I don't remember the police department being there.
Oh, okay, I did call the police.
Sure. Okay.
But I mean, so you're saying that it was your fault? You ran off into the car?
I'm not saying it was my fault. I'm not saying it was his fault. But I'm saying that it's something that could have likely happened that I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, well then I'll take your word for it. You said that you weren't paying attention. I'll take your word for it, and I won't go by what Naya said. Naya said it was like it was deliberate.
100 other people that somebody was waiting for me and deliberately hit me with a car, and that's what's going to happen.
I'm sorry?
I said you're not going to take my word for it. You're going to tell 100 more people that I was deliberately.
No, I don't know why I get treated like this. I just agreed with you.
Get treated like what?
I said, yes, I will take your word for it. I just thought I would just went with what Anaya said. Let me say it again. I will take your word for what you're saying.
You're not going to. Just like when we were talking about my graduation and how I was a gaslighter, and then you changed the subject and brought up that somebody was waiting for me and hit me with a car, and I told you that story, and then you're going to eventually bring up another story that's wrong and didn't happen. Like, you're not going to take my word for it. You're going to bring the story up multiple times because you do the same thing every time. I don't believe that Jeremiah ain't going to start arguments because I didn't start this argument. You did. That's why it's hard to just take your word on these stories that you tell us.
You don't. I can't tell you stories because you hang up in my face.
I haven't hung up in your face.
But you have in the past. So I can't tell you any stories because arguments are started and I can't communicate.
3 stories since we've been on the phone.
No, I can't tell you about what I experience in my day-to-day life, period.
Because it's hard to believe those when you call us a gaslighter.
I mean, if someone is telling you they're in danger and you hang up in their face, that's, I can't communicate it.
What do you want us to do about it? What do you want us to do about the danger?
Well, nothing, because you keep hanging up in my face when I try to communicate it.
I'm asking you right now, as a son, what do you want us to do about the danger? Seriously, what do you want us to do about the danger?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess whatever God puts on your heart.
What do you think we can do about the danger?
Be considerate and compassionate and not hang up when I'm reporting to you I'm scared, like an army full of other people do.
How does that get you out of danger?
But the love and support from family is vital. Having a support system. The number 2 reasons women stay in abuse? Because they have no support system and they have no housing or shelter to go to.
That might be what the fake studies show, but the number 1 reason women stay in abuse is because they put themselves in abusive situations and stay in those abusive situations.
Okay.
That's how women stay in abuse. Most abuse from women comes from their relationship partner, and they stay with a relationship partner that abuses them for months and months on end. And I know this because I have friends that are in abusive relationships and continue to stay in those abusive relationships.
How do you know about them? You let them talk when they're telling you about their abusive relationships?
And I tell them the same thing I'm telling you.
I can't talk about mine.
You know what I tell them? I tell them, hey, you should probably leave those abusive relationships. And they stay in those abusive relationships.
Oh, well, I've never been able to communicate my experiences to my family.
You have communicated it. You have been able to.
No, you ain't. What am I going through then?
You tell me that Jason's stalking you and Jason's doing this and Jason's doing that all the time. And then you bring up stories from when I was a freshman, like Diane with the sword. And then I tell you what Diane was actually doing with that sword, and then you get mad and say, oh, if that's what you want to believe, because it's hard for me to believe that Jason's doing stuff to you when you say that Diane was doing stuff to you, and that I was doing stuff to you, and that Jeremiah was doing stuff to you. And I know for a fact I wasn't doing stuff to you, and in certain instances, I know for a fact that Jeremiah wasn't doing stuff to you.
Oh, well, what did I say you did to me?
That I was guilt-tripping you, and that I purposely started an argument, and that you told me I was a horrible son one time, and you said that I was abusive to you one time.
I never told you were a horrible son. I get lied on all the time. Okay.
Oh, you never told me I was a horrible son? My sophomore year, what would that have been, 2017, when I was over there for Christmas? You told me, you actually disowned me in front of Wesley and Brendan Massey. You disowned me, and then you tried to slap me because I was being, what did you call it? You said, basically, I was being rude to you, basically, is what you said. So you tried to slap me.
If I wanted to slap you, why would I try? Wouldn't I slap you?
No, because I caught your hand and what you did in your eye and said that I thought you said I wasn't your son. That means you don't have the right to hit me anymore. And then you went back over there and sat down.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You don't remember this part of the story?
I remember that I told you guys that I was in danger, and I asked you if you could please take me with you to escape Jason because I thought he was monitoring me, and you guys started an argument and wouldn't let me ride to escape his abuse. That's what I remember. I begged you guys. I told you I had gas money, and me and Michaela, I didn't feel safe because I thought this guy was monitoring me, and I had evidence of it. And I begged you guys to take me to East Texas, and you wouldn't.
When we came down there for Christmas, that happened.
Yeah. Yes.
No, it's not happening.
Well, I have documentation on how I was communicating with a lot of people that I thought he was monitoring me. And I reported it to the police, and they covered for it.
Ask the mediators.
And I also to ask Diane if I can come up there.
The mediators that you had that night, because they were there. You had them mediating. So they
okay, if you don't remember that I was afraid for my life, and I asked. Okay, it didn't happen. Okay, I did not ask to escape from Jason monitoring me illegally. Okay, I didn't ask you for help. Okay, I slapped you. I tried to slap you.
Oh, that didn't happen. You didn't try to slap me.
I know.
That whole argument.
Okay, I tried to slap you. I'm sorry for trying to slap you. I'm trying to slap you. So is that why you hang up when can we concentrate on what I'm going through? You said you knew. So what am I going through?
Do you remember how that whole Christmas argument started that lasted for 9 hours?
Yeah, you told me that I took your coat, and you were blatantly lying on me, saying that I took your coat, and I didn't.
You took my coat. I said the coat did not fit, and you took it back to the store.
But you had like 3 other coats. I asked you where your coat was, and it was like you both were starting arguments. I reported this to the police because I didn't understand when my abuser was mad why my kids would start arguments. I did. Yeah.
Reported us to the police?
Because I thought my abuser was controlling you guys. Because each time he was mad, you guys would call me and lie on me and start arguments. So I thought that you would say that I did things like an army full of people that I didn't do. But if you saying it didn't happen,
a coat that didn't fit. I said that you didn't.
You had 3 coats. I asked you where your coat was because you had 3 coats, and then you told me I took it back.
I had hoodies. I had 1 coat that didn't fit, and I had multiple hoodies.
Okay, but you would rather talk about this than your mom's life being in danger. This is what you'd rather talk about.
The lies that you're spewing about me.
Okay.
And because if you're lying on me, who else would you lie on?
Okay, what did I lie on you and say?
The fact that I apparently said you never gave me a coat and it's this and that. I'm telling you what happened.
Okay.
I said that you took the coat because it didn't fit, and that I had hoodies because you were saying that I should have been cold and it was winter and I should have a coat. And I said I have hoodies. And you said, but I got you a coat. A coat. You never said I got you 3 coats because you didn't give me 3 coats.
I thought you had 3 coats. I thought your dad gave you a coat, and then you had some other coats.
When have I ever spoke to my dad? When will my dad give me a coat?
We went down there, he gave you some clothes. When we went down there for when his mom died. Remember when his mom died and we went down there?
You gave me like 2 or 3 shirts and some jeans.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say I don't know why that has to be so serious, and I'm telling you, you don't want to know that my life is in jeopardy. You want to talk about coats? Okay, we can talk about coats.
Your life was in jeopardy when you can't even tell me the truth about something that happened when I was there.
Okay.
That my dad gave me a coat.
Okay, he didn't give you a coat.
I've seen my dad less than I've seen you in the last 2 years.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that he gave you some clothes. He told me he did.
He gave me some clothes. He didn't give me a coat.
Okay.
Just like you didn't take the coat that didn't fit. Like, how does it not make sense that a coat that didn't fit me that you're going to take back to the store? And how does it not make sense that I had 18 hoodies and that you decided that maybe I don't need the coat because I don't wear coats? I've never worn coats in my life. I wear hoodies. So why was it a big deal that I didn't have a coat when I had hoodies?
Okay,
and I told
that's fine.
you I was old.
Okay.
And I said I had a hoodie, and you said something about a coat, and you started a 7-8 hour argument. It was actually longer than that because they came up there at 10 and we were still arguing until 9.
Oh, okay, I started the argument. Okay.
You didn't start that argument on Christmas?
All I know is that I was afraid for my life, and I asked a lot of people in the family. I can't tell you.
At 6 in the morning about a coat on Christmas morning.
Okay. But if I can communicate how I was afraid for my life and asked a lot of people in the
okay,
we'll talk about the coat.
The lies that you're telling about me.
Okay.
Because why would I believe about this abuser Jason and about this sword that Diane had against you that I was there to see that you lied about and all of these other stuff that you're saying? Why would I believe that if you're lying about a story that I was there to witness?
Okay, so how am I lying?
You just said that this coat didn't happen and this didn't happen and that you didn't disown me.
Okay, you said I disowned you. Okay.
And that you didn't try to slap me. You didn't try to slap me that night.
Can I tell you what was it going on, or you don't want to know?
No, I want you to tell me if you slapped me or not. If you tried to slap me or not.
No, I remember being scared for my life.
Why were you scared for your life?
I can tell you.
Yeah, tell me why you're scared.
Okay, because Jason was monitoring me. He was telling me what I was doing in the house. And I asked Jeremiah to please, I give him gas money and everything, please let me go down to East Texas.
You never asked Jeremiah that.
Okay.
We were there for a week and you never asked to come with us.
So you were there for Christmas for a whole week? You were there at Christmas?
We were there for multiple days.
Hey, I should have text. It should be some things on Facebook. Me reaching out for help to a lot of people. I'm locked out of my Facebook page, but there's evidence. Remember you said the police said lock me out of the police said what he said something about Facebook to lock me out of it, or what is it when you don't talk to someone on Facebook again? To block me. Yeah. You don't remember that?
Who said to block you?
The police. He told me, he said that he came over there when I was trying to get access to you and couldn't.
When?
Around that time. I called the police and I told them that I was trying to get you, and he said that he told you me. He said he went over there and told you guys to block me from Facebook, and I said that I was a legal custodial parent. Why would you say that? He's from Marion. His name was Deputy Dew from Marion County. He said he came over there, and he said he told you guys to block me on Facebook.
Yeah, no, I don't remember a police officer.
Well, his name was Deputy Dew from Marion County. I told him I wanted him to do a welfare check because I wanted to come get you.
Since you like bringing up stories, let's bring up the story when you left.
I don't want to. We can't talk. The police never came over there.
Did you never leave me at Dollar General? Because I don't remember a police officer ever coming over there. But let's bring up a story I do remember. The fact that you left a 16-year-old at Dollar General.
They should have camera footage. You jumped out of the car because police set me up. Okay.
You parked the car.
Right, and then you jumped out of it when I was trying to avoid the police because I got set up. You jumped out of the car.
How did you get set up?
And I was dizzy because I hadn't ate, and I would get really dizzy at that.
You called the police. You called the police on me because you said
because you jumped out of the car.
No, you called the police before.
If they have camera footage, they'll have camera footage of you jumping out of the car.
Okay, so
but we can't. We got to talk. Okay.
Why did I get out of the car?
I don't know. Why did you get out the car?
Because you lied to the police officer and said that I hit you, and then you called the police and they said
the call should be recorded. I didn't tell the police you hit me.
Yes, you did.
The call should be recorded.
So why did you call the police if you didn't tell them I hit you?
Because you jumped out of the car.
No,
I was sick.
I called the police.
Well, if the calls are recorded, I communicated to the police that you jumped out of the car and I was sick and dizzy and needed to eat, and I didn't have the energy to deal with you, and you jumped out of the car and you had been behaving odd.
You were sick and needed to eat, but you were driving in a circle for 2 hours. And then you blamed me and said, well, if you knew I wasn't going to Dallas, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me that I wasn't on the way to Dallas? Like you haven't drove to and from Dallas multiple times.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The police while I was in the car because you kept pinching me. So I moved my hand, and you said I hit you. They called the police and parked at the Dollar General and told them to come. And then you said that to the police that, oh, no, it's fine. He's acting right now. I'm going to go ahead and go. And they said, no, ma'am, stay where you are. And you said, no, it's fine. I'm going to leave.
Why did the police give me a criminal trespass at your school and I was a legal custodial parent?
Because you continued to come up there and start problems.
Oh.
Now, that's why they gave you a criminal trespass.
Oh, okay. What problems did I start? They have camera footage.
Of how you left your child at a Dollar General with a dead phone and no ride and no food. You're not going to talk about that? You don't want to talk.
They have camera footage, and you jumped out of the vehicle. I've expressed that to
I stepped out of the vehicle, and you just sped off. That's what happened.
Okay, if you jumped out of if you got out of the vehicle, and when I was driving it, what?
You were parked in the parking lot.
Okay, I was parked, and you got out the vehicle. Okay.
So how did I end up at a Dollar General if you're going 70 miles an hour? If you're going 70
I don't know what you're talking about. I was going 70 miles per hour.
How fast were you going when I jumped out of the vehicle?
I don't know. We haven't communicated that. I don't know why that's relevant.
If you were on a road going 35 plus, and we were in Linden, so most of the speed limits there are 55 and up, and their highways are 75. And if I jumped out of the vehicle, wouldn't I have some bruises on me or something? If I jumped out of a moving vehicle?
He's muted. They blatantly lie. Blatantly lie. If I'm this horrible mom, why did everybody want to be over our house? Blatant lies by family members.
Oh, you want to hang up?
No, I didn't hang up. I'm here. You there?